Something that Suzanne Collins shows us very poignantly, specifically in the first Hunger Games book, is that the ruling class gets to decide the definition of words. And I feel like this is best illustrated by our character here, Effie Trinket. The most specific example I have is this. But I've done my best with what I had to work with. How Katniss sacrificed herself for her sister. How you've both successfully struggled to overcome the barbarism of your district. Barbarism? That's ironic coming from a woman helping to prepare us for slaughter. And maybe this seems like an obvious call-out, but I do think it's worth unpacking. Effie's not lying, and she's not confused when she says this to Katniss. She's clear-headed, and she actually means this as a compliment. Like a compliment to Katniss and Peeta that somehow they are not associated with the barbaric nature of their district. And what exactly could be barbaric about District 12? That their main industry is coal mining? That's decided by the Capitol. That they don't have money to spend on frivolous outfits and makeup? That they're starving? That they don't have table manners? This is an example of the sort of insidious brainwashing that the Capitol does mostly to the Capitol citizens. And we see this in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes as well. But in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, at least there had just been a war. So the barbarism they're talking about from the districts is literally related to war. And the linking of district citizens taking Capitol citizens' lives is at least a link that sort of makes sense. But the Capitol has had to keep this narrative alive 75 years after the war. And I think that it's part of the reason why the Capitol citizens are encouraged to consume in excess, because that's something that the district citizens don't have access to, by nature of the system that is set up by the Capitol. But by saying, look, this is what normal humans do, and relating that normalcy to the Capitol citizens, who are actually really doing a lot of unnatural things, and they then turn and say, well, look, the district citizens don't do those things, so they must be less human. And that dehumanization leads to them being able to do things like hosting the Hunger Games, literally setting up a scenario in which 23 children are unalived on television. And yet the Capitol citizens can feel in their heart that they are the ones that are cultured and civilized. And let's just look